Greetings and welcome to our daily walk through the scriptures for May the 30th. Your readings today found you in 2 Samuel chapter 17, where David is fleeing from his son Absalom. In John chapter 19, verses 23 through 42, we hear some of the words of Jesus and we see the final crucifixion of Jesus and his burial. And then Proverbs chapter 16, oh, excuse me, I skipped one. Psalm 119, 129 through 152, and Proverbs chapter 16, verses 12 through 13. Now, I want to start with Psalm 119. This is a, look, I know this is a long psalm, but the truth is it's a beautiful one. It's got all sorts of wonderful imagery and poetry, and it really expresses the love that the writer has for God and for his law. Now, we look at this and we think as Christians, but we're not bound by the law anymore, Jeremy. So why should we love the law? Great question. Well, let me put it this way. I am a married man, and I am a happily married man. I love my wife. I love my wife dearly. And there are certain expectations that come with being married. For example, it is expected that I'm going to be faithful to my wife. It's expected that I am going to carry out husbandly duties that will serve my wife. I'm expected to do these things. These are kind of, that's what you do when you get into marriage. That's what the vows are, right? In sickness and in health, yada, yada, yada. But I don't do them because I have to do them. I do them because I love my wife. I do them because I want to serve my wife. Not because I'm expected to be faithful to my wife. I'm faithful to my wife because I want to be faithful to my wife, because I love her. This is how we as Christians should view God's law. We should follow God's law not because we have to, which is what Paul tells us, but because we want to. We are not obligated under the law anymore. In other words, we are not bound under the law. We follow it because we love God. That's what these verses are saying here in Psalm 119 and verse 129. Your statutes are wonderful. Therefore, I obey them. I don't obey them because I have to follow them. I obey them because I love you, God. I follow them. The unfolding of your words give light. It gives understanding to the simple. Your laws have value because they're true. They're timeless. I follow your laws, God, because I love who you are and I love what they make me into. Turn to me and have mercy as you always do to those who love your name. I love my wife and I do these things for my wife and honor my wife because of that love, not because of the obligation of the wedding vows or the expectations of the state of Texas for my spousal duties and obligations. And as a result of that, we should be just like this psalmist in 133. Direct my footsteps according to your word. Let no sin rule over me. Keep guiding me in the right path. Continue to keep me in the direction that I need to go. Keep me from making mistakes and making these decisions. Streams of tears flow from my eyes, for your law is not obeyed. Help me love your law so much because I love you so much that to do anything else is heartbreaking. I wouldn't hurt my wife. The idea of hurting my wife breaks my heart. The idea that I would do something that would willfully cause her tears truly brings sadness to me. The statutes you've laid down are righteous. They are fully trustworthy. My zeal wears me out, for my enemies ignore your words. Your promise has been thoroughly tested, and your servant loves them. And though I am lowly and despised, I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is everlasting, and your law is true. These are beautiful words from the heart. These are not words of someone who feels obligated to follow God's law. These are the words of someone who gets to follow God's law. Verse 145, I call with all my heart. Answer me, Lord, and I will obey your decrees. I call out to you, save me, and I will keep your statutes. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I've put my hope in your word. Here's a person who wakes up, spends the day, and goes to sleep with their mind fully on God. That's devotion. That's someone who gets it. That's someone who doesn't have to. That's someone who wants to. That's a great word for us and a great encouragement for us. follow God's law, not because we have to, not because of the obligations that we feel we have to do. We follow Christ because we get to, because we love him with all of our heart, our soul, our mind, and our strength. Okay, that's it for today. We'll talk more tomorrow.